Hi, I'm Dr. Tanja Haley. Thank you very much for tuning in. Today I thought I would tackle a question that I get asked a lot, and that is, Dr. Tanja, what does it mean when you say that you're certified in the Gottman method or certified in emotionally focused couples therapy? If you've done any kind of research looking for a therapist to work with in the couples field, you probably know that there's a lot of people out there and it can get a little bit confusing. But you will most likely have come across the names of Dr. John Gottman, Dr. Sue Johnson, Gottman method, emotionally focused therapy. I'm sure that you will have come across those methods, and they are the two biggest approaches in couples therapy. When you look at how to train in those models, both approaches have coursework that a clinician can do. So when a clinician says that they are trained in the Gottman method or trained in emotionally focused therapy, they've most likely done the levels of coursework. And with each model, there's 3 levels of coursework. If you find someone who's actually certified in the model, that takes a whole other level of training to get that certification. So not only do you finish the coursework, then you decide, okay, I'm going to train with an expert. And you will find a supervisor who is approved by each institute, and you will work with that person. So most likely a year onward can be the process of supervision. And the process of supervision involves finding a couple that you're working with who will agree to be videotaped. Don't worry, not all sessions are videotaped, and they do consent to the videotaping. And you take those tapes to your supervisor, and you and your supervisor go through the tapes and just make sure that you know what you're doing so that you know how to use the approach in the model. And that process, as I mentioned, can take upwards from a year onward. So it's quite an extensive process. And when I look at the idea of doing a certification, I kind of think of it as a physician doing a residency. It's similar in the commitment and intensity that it might take to train. So it really is another step above someone's training of already being a therapist or a psychologist. Once you and your supervisor have decided that yes, you definitely know what you're doing with this model and you look like you've got a good grasp, then you pick some clips from your tapes, and those clips actually will be submitted to a team at the institute to be looked at. And with that package, you also have to do a very extensive case write-up, and you have to show that you know what you're doing with how to use the approach and how to use the tools. You need letters of reference. You also need a supervisory letter. So it is very, very detailed. Now, when your package is complete, that gets sent off to the panel at the institute, and they also go through that package and look at your tapes, and then they decide if you are worthy or if you're able to be certified. So again, that whole process can take anywhere from a year to 2 years, sometimes even longer, depending on how fast you're going to go through that process. But all I can tell you is it is a very lengthy process where you certainly do learn the model really extensively. So what does that mean for you, the person who's looking for a couples therapist? It means that if you find someone who's trained in the model, they've done some coursework, and I'm guessing that they're probably pretty good at using that model. It doesn't mean that you have to find someone who's certified in order to feel comfortable with that person as your clinician. But it does mean that when you look at someone's credentials and backgrounds, if they've done the certification, it's an extra step above. So hopefully I've explained that to you a little bit, and if you do have questions, you can always go to my website. It's www.drtanja.com. That's drtanja.com, or you may also contact me directly if you have any further questions about my services, certification, or any other questions about couples therapy. And I look forward to seeing you at the next video clip. Thank you so much.